Thunderstorms likely today, high 65. Rain likely tonight, low 42. 60% chance for showers tomorrow, high 50. Partly cloudy skies, 65 on Saturday. For Easter Sunday, sunshine, high 75. And for Monday, scattered showers, high 78. Overnight low was 64. Yesterday's high was 80. 2/10 of an inch of rainfall here at the WFIW studios since this morning. Currently, humidity at 98%. Winds from the south-southeast at 12 miles an hour. Pressure at 29.69. Right now, we've got rain and 64 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mark Turner, and good morning to you and to you, David Savage. He's here with us this morning, the retired erstwhile educator.
Erstwhile, I
yes,
like that.
Yes, that's what I've always thought of you.
You've got that word of the day calendar out again, haven't you?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Big news conference coming up here.
At 10 o'clock this morning.
That's right. Wolf Blitzer is going to be here, I understand. That's the reason why they took out the old chamber building. That's where
the helipad?
Yeah, that's where the
helipad.
CNN chopper is going to...
Now, I was...
It's going to hoover before it lands, I understand.
Yeah, it's going to hoover for a while till they get clearance. But
yes.
As I shared with Mike, though, I don't think Wolf is coming. I think it's his brother Coyote.
Coyote?
Coyote.
Well, either Wolf or Coyote, you'd probably be at the barbed wire for lunch.
Yeah.
So if you see him, say, hey, welcome to Fairfield.
There you go.
The home of friendly people. Interesting news out of the high school board last night. If I remember right, last year the basketball coach had a couple of negative votes. It's a wonder what 32 wins will do.
Yeah, that sailed right through this year.
It sure did.
And I'm glad to see Coach McElravy be back.
Yeah, me too. He's always been nice to me. I get along with him fine. 32 wins helps. Last night, went for a walk with the two Basset Hounds, and we ran into a new inhabitant of the neighborhood,
Yeah.
Snuffy, the Basset Hound.
Snuffy.
Oh,
We have 3 Basset Hounds in a block now.
It's a gang. It's a gang.
It's a brigade. And the new minister for the First United Methodist
Right.
Church, 2 Basset Hounds. There'll be 5 within 4 blocks.
Is there going to be a club out of this?
A brigade. The Basset Brigade. We're going to be in
Okay.
parades. I'm serious. We're going to be in parades. I'm just telling you.
With all 5 of you carrying one.
Yeah.
The dogs walk a half a block and then they're carried the rest of the way.
Watched TV last night. Watched a little YouTube last night. Saw an interview. The one interview that Elizabeth Taylor was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And he was chiding her because she would just been married to the, I think he was a carpenter. Larry Fortinsky was his name.
Oh, yeah. She met him in rehab.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And it was her 60th birthday.
Right.
She was on Carson. Let me tell you something. She had her good years and her bad years. This was a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Elizabeth Taylor was a beautiful woman.
Oh, it's a beautiful woman.
All the years, brother. All the years.
But she had some down years. But nonetheless, Carson's chiding her about marrying a guy 15 years younger than her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I always marry people the same age. They're always 40. When she was 19, they were 40, and when she was 65, they were 40.
There you go.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes. Hello, Mark. I got a question for David. When he was in grade school and high school, what all sports was he in, and also the organizations and activities? I'm kind of interested to hear.
Well, we all are interested in hearing this. How many all-state teams were you on, Dave?
No all-state teams, unfortunately.
All right.
Played basketball, ran cross country.
Really?
To get in shape for basketball.
That was the only reason we ran cross country. Yes. And then, as far as clubs and organizations, I was in Interact.
Yes.
I was the secretary there. It was my first introduction to Rotary.
Well, that's amazing and sad that they still don't have an Interact program here in town.
Well, I think that some other organizations have kind of picked up the work that Interact did.
Right.
And so you didn't want duplication of efforts. But I can always remember that first Rotary meeting going to, and then breaking into song of R-O-T-A-R-Y.
A-R-Y.
That spells rotary.
By the way, I was just corrected by my wife. The Basset is snuffy, not sniffy.
Snuffy. Okay, yeah.
Did you say Snuffy a minute ago?
I thought I did.
I thought you did, too.
Listen, just go with it. That's
right.
what I've learned to do.
Gosh,
Okay?
Mike, why don't you pronounce words correctly?
I know. I have a problem. I remember.
Hey, you're lucky he didn't refer to you as Daniel Savage.
Well,
I messed up.
Glenn Dunn will always be my favorite.
You know, that was legitimate, though.
I know that was a true story.
All right. I've got in my hands
The bucket of bunk?
the bucket of bunk. My pork burger stained hands and birthdays today. Clarence Darrow was born in this date in 1857. He was the founding member of the ACLU.
Oh,
He had the great Scopes monkey trial
in Tennessee.
and he faced William Jennings Bryant in that.
Who is from where?
Salem, Illinois.
Salem, Illinois.
There you go. Connections everywhere.
That's right.
Barbara Hale, born on this date in 1922, died in 2017 at the age of 94. She of Perry Mason fame. She
Della Street.
Yes, she was Della Street. And if you'll recall, her husband, her one husband in her life, was a guy by the name of Cat, K-A-T-T. And later on, when Perry Mason was reprised in movies, they had Paul Drake Jr., who was William Cat. That was her son.
Who also
Greatest American hero.
yeah.
So, interesting.
And the good-looking guy who was taking Carrie to prom in the movie Carrie.
Didn't
I didn't
remember
know
that.
There you go.
Did not remember that.
We learn something new every day.
I tell you what, just stagger around me, fellas.
You're going to help us out with
There
a
you
bunk
go.
of the bunk here.
Okay.
76-year-old Steve Blass today. Do you remember Steve Blass from baseball history?
Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's right. Now a broadcaster. He also was an All-Star and a World Series champ. But he's the name that's given to Steve Blass disease. Do you remember what that is?
Oh, my. No, I don't.
Sudden and inexplicable loss of control. After the 1972 season, in 1973, he walked 84 batters in 88 innings, and his career was over. Could not
man.
find the plate.
Is he related to Rick Ankiel?
I was going to say, I think
Rick
Ankiel
Ankiel
had
was
that.
said to have Steve Blass disease.
Did Brett Cecil catch that too?
No, I tell you who did have it. Was not a pitcher. It was Steve Sachs. Played second base for the Dodgers.
Oh,
yeah.
And he had that throwing.
Could not throw it to first base.
Yeah.
And,
Pedro
Chip-
Guerrero was on third base,
Yeah.
and they said, "What do you think when you're out there?" He says, "I'm always thinking, don't hit it to me." And they said, "Well, what are you thinking when you're not thinking that?" And he's thinking,
Don't hit it to Seth.
"Don't hit it to Sachs."
Chet Knobloch had the same thing.
Steve Blass says he suffered because in '72, that was the year that the off season that Roberto Clemente
Right, New Year's Day.
died.
Okay.
And he thinks that had some impact on him.
Very possible.
James Woods, 71 today. The Onion Field, Casino. I love him in Casino. It's one of my favorite movies. He's also in Ray Donovan in 2013. He's been on Family Guy, The Simpsons, No Kids. He is said to be an avid video gamer, an antique dealer, and an avid poker player.
I knew the poker player part.
So, yeah, he'd actually been on some shows where
Right,
he played poker.
right.
Conan OBrien, 56 today. He went to Harvard, was the president of the Harvard Lampoon, writer for The Simpsons, Saturday Night Live. They gave him the Tonight Show and he lost it, if you'll remember.
Well,
Jay Leno
I don't
came
think
back.
he lost it.
Jay Leno came back and got it back.
Yeah, I think Jay Leno left, and they gave it to him, and then
Right, and
Jay
Jay
Leno
said,
took
and-
it back.
Yeah, Jay said, I'm thinking about this. I'm not ready to retire.
My favorite story about Conan OBrien was the Burt Ward story. I was telling you about it
Yeah.
earlier.
Okay.
Burt Ward, you remember Burt Ward?
Robin,
Robin.
Batman, yeah.
He came there for some reason. He was at Harvard to do a lecture about the campy 1970s Batman series. And Burt Ward's about 150 pounds heavier than he used to be. Okay. And so he brought on a mannequin the the Robin uniform.
Right.
And it was there on stage with him as he lectured about being a crime fighter on TV. Conan OBrien and some of his friends cut the electricity at night for this lecture in the hall. It went completely dark, and they kidnapped the Robin uniform. They ran out, and then the next day they started calling Burt Ward as the Riddler and the Joker, saying that they were going to get rid of the. He had to come up with money to save the Robin uniform. They said he got absolutely frazzled beyond all belief.
Oh, yeah.
They finally gave up the uniform, but I love that story.
I had never heard that.
Yes. Melissa Joan Hart is today 43. Clarissa Explains It All from 91 to 94. Sabrina, the Teenage Witch.
That's what I remember.
96 to 2003. She got 3 kids. She met her husband at the Kentucky Derby. Interesting.
Which is coming up
just around
May
the corner.
4th.
Right.
On this date, in 1775, American revolutionaries Paul Revere, William Dawes, and Daniel Prescott rode through the towns of Massachusetts, giving the warning that the regulars were coming.
Not the British.
Yes, the phrase, it morphed.
Oh, okay.
The British are coming. The regulars are coming. And you never hear about the other two. You always hear about
just
Ride.
yes. Yeah. He was the most famous. He had the best publicist, apparently.
Apparently so.
And you know this irony of this story? It was he probably covered the least amount of territory of all the riders.
Again, publicity. A good marketing person.
Again, that's always the case. The one who does the less gets the most credit.
There you go.
That's what happens around here.
You're going to have to wait till I'm not taking a sip when you tell this stuff.
Sorry, take another gulp. I got one for you.
You know what? He's going to have the same problem today that you had yesterday if you keep this up.
Oh, that's why I wore the black shirt. I wore the black shirt because the red shirt had a great big coffee stain on it. I missed my mouth once.
Oh, okay.
And that's hard. Colonel Robert E. Lee in 1861 turned down an offer to command the Union armies in the U.S. Civil War.
Uh-huh.
1865, New York State passed an act that established free public baths. Let's bring that back to Fairfield.
Free public baths, huh? I think there would be some sites some of us would not want to see.
Yep, I agree.
1934, the first laundromat opened in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
You'd think there would have been someplace a little bit more metropolitan than Fort Worth.
I don't know. Does Fort Worth ever cross your mind?
It does my wife.
There you go.
1938.
Well, you have to stop there on the way to get to Amarillo by morning.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Because,
all my exes.
A lot of exes
live in Texas. Yes, they do. All right, let's not go there.
How can we keep this connected?
I'm going to tell you something. The Cowboy's going to ride away right now.
If you're there in Fort Worth, don't stuff too much stuff in the dryer because they'll call the firemen.
Enough. No more George Strait references.
Well, I'm waiting for Carol to call in any
she
moment.
will sometime.
All right.
Oh, man.
1938.
And, if you're in that laundromat, you might run into a shyster who's going to try and sell you some oceanfront property.
He could be, there you go.
In Arizona.
There you go.
105.9 WOKZs, where you can get more George Strait.
Classic country.
1938, Superman made his debut, his debut, when he appeared in the first issue of Action Comics.
Oh, wow.
1938, FDR threw out the first ball preceding the season opener between the Washington Senators and the Philadelphia Athletics. How did he do that? He was riddled with polio.
Well, I actually believe I have seen a video of this. I mean, like the old black and white.
Yeah.
I had him in the first row and just
I thought they stood him up and locked his legs.
No.
He just sitting.
Yeah.
He was sitting. I've seen it too. Sitting in the first row.
Right.
And one of the catchers came over. And he just threw the ball.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
because they tried very hard to keep that a secret.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think he got on the mound and went into the stretch.
No.
1942, James H. Doolittle and his squadron left the USS Hornet and they bombed Tokyo. It was a payback for Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
1956, actress Grace
Payback's
Kelly.
up.
What?
Payback's up.
Yeah, it is.
And, hey, who played Jimmy Doolittle in Pearl Harbor?
That was Alec Baldwin.
Bingo. There you go.
56. Boy, we got trivia going already. 1956, actress Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier of Monaco were married. 1984, Daredevil's Mike McCarthy and Amanda Tucker made a skydive from the Eiffel Tower.
Really?
They survived.
Okay.
2002, actor Robert Blake and his bodyguard arrested in connection with the shooting death of his wife. He did not pay for that.
That was correct me if I'm wrong. Was Robert Blake the guy that did the
Had the little-
battery?
No,
Go ahead.
that's
Not
not Robert Blake.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
No, that's not Robert. Robert Blake had a bird on his shoulder and was in a TV show.
Oh, okay.
He also was one of our gang, if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken,
Oh,
as a
hold
kid.
on.
Yes.
No, you're not thinking.
Yes.
No, you're thinking.
How much
the
you want to
wrong
bet?
person.
How much you want to bet?
No, I'm not.
Robert Blake used to be in our gang. He was with Spanky and
I
that
think
group.
he's right. I think he's right.
Yeah,
on
I think
this
he
one.
is right. Yeah.
Oh, like I said,
You saw
You've
free
been
money.
served.
You saw free money coming.
I
didn't
did.
you?
I did.
Okay.
All right, Michael Jackson.
Was it Beretta?
That was it, bro.
That was
But
the
that
show,
is
yeah.
it. That is it. 84, Michael Jackson went into surgery. They performed scalp surgery, something I'd like to do,
Yeah.
to repair damage. I don't want to do this after what?
His hair caught on fire in
During
a
a
Pepsi commercial.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
85, Liberace, he grossed more than $2 million for one engagement at New York City's Radio City Music Hall.
The only question on that one was his brother George there.
George. He always talked about George, didn't he? All right. Yesterday,
Do you remember that?
I do
I do
remember
remember
that. Yeah.
yesterday we posted on Facebook our question of the day.
Okay.
Do we have time? Do you want to go into that now, or
Well,
want to take a break?
We'll mention it, and when we
Okay.
come back from the break, we'll talk.
Come back
about
with
it.
the question of the day.
Time Capsule, sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another Time Capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when San Francisco was hit with its strongest earthquake in over 50 years? President Carter spent a week cruising down the Mississippi on a steamboat. Andrew Young quit as our UN ambassador. Baseball lost Walter O'Malley and Thurman Munson. Willie Mays was inducted to the Hall of Fame. David Graham won a playoff to capture the PGA. And all these were winners on the radio.
Loving, touching, squeezing. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? Under the love
When I was falling in love, don't leave me down.
around different worlds. Till you get enough.
You gotta be cruel to be kind in the right measure. Ooh, driver's seat.
Who was the most
I got a bad case of loving you.
Have we stumped you? Well, the answer and a chunk of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Swing by the Fairfield Save-A-Lot and take advantage of these great deals. Full boneless pork loins, $1.69 a pound. D'Anjou pears, 99 cents a pound. 3-pack of romaine hearts, $1.69. And bananas, 25 cents a pound. Price is good through Saturday. Good food, great people, great prices at your Save-A-Lot store, West Main Street in Fairfield. Give them a like on Facebook.
August 1979.
Herb Alpert and Rise, the top song of August 1979. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
Time Capsule has been sponsored today by Save-A-Lot Food Store on West Main, Fairfield.
Who wants pickles and ice cream or pineapple and pizza? Not at your local Dairy Queen, but you can now order chicken and waffles, available on their new menu. At Fairfield Dairy Queen, stop in for a $5 lunch. Try the 3-piece chicken basket, deluxe cheeseburger, crispy chicken salad, or the barbecue bacon cheeseburger meal. Have a complete meal and finish it off with your favorite ice cream sundae. Open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Black's Fashion Flowers in downtown Fairfield is your home for tuxedo rentals from Jim's Formal Wear. Whether you're headed to prom or getting married, Black's can make that special day even more special by helping you look good. And don't forget, Black's can also custom design your wedding and prom flowers. Stop by 310 East Main in Fairfield or give them a call at 847-7076. Black's Fashion Flowers, your florist with a personal touch, across from the courthouse in downtown Fairfield. And remember to like them on Facebook.
All right, welcome back to Morning Coffee. Question of the day.
Question of the day. Well, before I do that, real fast, David mentioned, and you mentioned repeatedly, George Strait. About this time of year, there's the George Strait roping, team roping down in near Amarillo.
This is calf roping?
Yes.
Do they do it in the morning?
They do it all day. And somewhere along the way, George
But you got to get
ropes.
there in the morning, right?
You got to get there in the morning. You have
Keep
to sit
bringing it
through.
up.
You got to sit through 600 teams for George to show up. So George shows up, and he's the header. He's the one that throws it on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first one, and then the other one is the footer.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it. I don't know. Anyway, George ropes the guy. He comes out. People are waiting. He throws it over the horns. Cow goes down in a pile.
Oh.
Okay. He got it around the neck, not around the horns.
Uh-oh.
And so everybody's surrounding this cow.
Right.
And the announcer goes, "Now don't you worry, you got some of the best veterinarians in the state here, and that cow's gonna be just fine."
And then they wheel it off on a stretcher.
Hamburger by the afternoon.
Yeah.
Hamburger. Okay, the question of the day.
All right.
The first thing I'd do if I won the lottery, and we've had some interesting comments. Leslie Wilson said, "I'd take care of my kids' future and then keep working as a nurse, but have my better half retire and take care of me." I just want to say right now, Carol will continue to work. Vicky Ramirez, build activities for the kids here. They have nothing to do. I think she's talking about Fairfield.
Yeah.
Marla Schwartzbaugh, pay off bills and then put money back for the future. Talk to an accountant, take care of my family. That seems to be the predominant
Yeah.
Right.
answer. Get an accountant. Talk to my attorney, my accountant. There you go, my stockbroker. Leave Illinois is a good one.
Oh, no. Let's stop that talk.
Cry because my dear Uncle Sam took a big share of it. I don't even remember him chipping in on the ticket.
That's
There you
right.
That's
go.
what Rick Pettigrew says.
Excellent answer.
Quit work, Mary Shoulders says. Bertie Brooks, take care of my family. Carol Sanders, establish debt freedom. So you get the idea. What would you? Okay, so now it's your turn.
All right.
Okay.
What
What
would
would
you do?
I do if
Yep.
I won the lottery?
Yep.
Well, first of all, I would try to make sure I didn't take it in the one lump sum because that's where they clean everybody up.
Okay, so
you
you're
know.
going to take it over time.
Over time.
Yeah.
Over
But
time.
I mean, does that mean your estate takes it over time?
Well, that's fine. That's
Okay, well,
fine.
I'm just
You know,
asking. I
and
mean,
then-
or
and
do
then-
you want it all while you're alive? That's the thing.
And I want to make sure I tithe.
Yes, of
make
course.
Sure,
Yep.
you know,
Absolutely.
help support
Yes,
the Lord's
yes.
work here. Tithe. I try to make sure my kids are all squared away. I mean, I think that a lot of your answers are very typical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You?
I'd blow it all and then go on one of those shows on A&E that says, "What happened? What happened to all your money?" No, I think I do the same thing. Take care of the kids. Pay off all the bills.
Right.
The first thing I do is make sure.
And actually, if I want enough, I'd get every one of my friends $1 million.
Wasn't that nice of you?
If I want it, if I want one of those like
That way you're hanging out.
$775 million.
Yeah, right.
I'd give every one of my.
Then you're hanging out with
Here's $1
millionaires.
million. There you go.
You're hanging out with
Right.
millionaires.
That's right.
I really worry about wealth that is distributed down the road to other generations. I'm kind of worried that means they won't work anymore. You know
Right.
what I mean? I kind of worry about that.
Oh, so what you're saying, you're keeping it all for yourself?
No, I think I'd establish a trust so I make sure that my kids and my kids' kids always get to have an education without
no,
their.
I'm seeing it right now.
I am
you
too.
You know what he's going with?
What?
The Spicoli version of what to do with wealth. I'm going to hold a giant party and have Van Halen play it.
Van
dude,
Halen play. That's right.
for saving. What was it?
I'm
He
gonna
got
tell
his
you
money
right-
from saving.
No.
Brooke
no,
Shields.
no, he got his money from saving Brooke Shields
Yeah,
and
yeah.
surfing,
Yeah,
I
and
guarantee
it was
you.
gnarly.
gnarly.
I guarantee you, right now, George Strait would be coming to Fairfield because it wouldn't be all my money.
Oh, there you go. And it wouldn't matter if it was for a concert for two.
No,
right?
no,
Yeah,
it wouldn't
yeah.
matter at all. Anyway, I'd establish trust. I'd make sure that the kids down the road had an education for as long as that money would last. I think that's pretty much. What would I buy? Of course, I am still going to buy the old People's National Bank building that is now vacant. That will become, of course, the headquarters for Dreith Enterprises. Now, what would
Dreith Enterprises.
Yeah, I'm not sure
There you go.
exactly what Dreith Enterprises would do besides breed basset hounds, but it would do something.
Each basset hound would have its own personal office.
And his own personal trainer,
There
too.
you go.
All right. Some interesting stuff. This from Painesville, Ohio. Police there arrested a man whose identity has not been released for disturbing the peace at a Perkins restaurant.
Ever been to a Perkins?
Yes, I
That's
have.
pretty good stuff.
Oh, the pie.
Oh,
the
yeah.
pie.
Yes.
French silk.
49-year-old was apprehended after he removed an iguana from underneath his shirt and began swinging it by the head and tail over his head, according to a department Facebook post. When asked to lower the lizard, gentlemen, sir, please lower your lizard. Put your lizard down and walk away.
No one has to get hurt.
Is that a lizard in your pants, or you just happen to see me?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Stop.
Here. The suspect threw the animal at the store manager and fled the restaurant. Others were able to track the male shortly after the incident. The iguana, nicknamed Cooper by the police department,
Why Cooper?
I have no idea, seized by officers, taken to the Lake County Humane Society, where he will be checked for injuries.
Because everybody has an iguana in their shirt when they go to Perkins.
That's
Well,
right.
I mean,
I-
or some
you
other
know,
type of
Iguanas
you know,
love pie.
Maybe one of those.
Was
little,
there the iguana? Was that
Skinks.
the official iguana dance? Maybe or
I'm
something?
not sure, but this guy got charged with disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and animal cruelty because the iguana was not treated right.
Well, yeah, when you grab it by the head and swing it around at
And
people.
the tail.
All right, here's
And the
one
tail.
for you. Here's one for you, Turner.
Yeah.
The brains of dead pigs have been somewhat revived by scientists hours after the animals were killed.
It's alive! Porkenstein!
The
Throw
Yale,
the third switch. Not the third switch.
Igor!
the Yale University research team, careful to say that none of the brains regained the kind of organized electrical activity.
Now I got a question. Was there somebody involved in this experiment whose name was Igor
Or
No.
Igor. Either one.
or Igor?
I don't believe so.
Okay, just checking.
The implications of this study have staggered the medical community as they contemplate how this research should move forward and how it fits into a current understanding of what separates the living from the dead. It also cuts into pork prices.
There you go.
Yep, that's right.
Speaking of meat, great segue.
What a transition.
Diet rich in red meat linked to earlier death.
Really?
All right, yes.
So when we're being served these rare steaks, there's a sign.
I'm just saying, men who had the highest meat intake
yeah.
were more likely to die during a study compared to those
During the study.
during the study
All right.
than those competing, those who were compared to those who had the lowest meat intake.
But wouldn't you just love to be a part of that study?
There you go.
Very high in animal protein and low in plant protein was also associated with increased death risk and other diseases. So you never know. Meat's good, meat's bad. Coffee's good, coffee's bad. Find whatever study you want.
I want to find the one that says coffee's good, though. Yeah.
Wait, it'll come along. Every other year, I always...
I found several of those. So, yeah.
Here's an interesting little tidbit.
I have a...
Go ahead. You have one?
coffee
Go right
tri-
ahead.
I have a coffee trivia
All right.
question coming
Oh,
up, too, so-
here we go.
Go ahead.
No, I'll just wait.
All right, well, I'm just
I'll
going to...
wait. I'm
you
just, I'm
you
just
step in
teasing-
anytime.
I'm just teasing the trivia questions.
Well, we always want to tease. Just 1 in 50 people can actually see the stars as nature intended because the night skies are being masked under a veil of light pollution. Now, light pollution meaning light as in other lights,
Like
not...
fluorescent light.
You're talking,
Yes.
you're talking about street lights. And
I'm telling you that when
The
I
lights of
stand
the
on
big
my
city.
when I stand on my porch in the at the cabin,
Right.
I can see stars that I had no idea. I mean, I can count 100 stars.
Right.
Versus if I was in the city, I can't see more than a dozen.
Right.
I know when we went to South Dakota a few years ago,
Oh, my gosh.
and we were in a campground that pretty much was dark except for a couple of small lights. I mean, it late at night. I mean, you could really see the stars.
I have some friends that have moved out to Wyoming, and they were telling me, you go out, away from, like, the city, and it's just
The big
huge.
sky country.
Yeah.
Only 2% of us are able to gaze at truly dark skies.
Okay.
And I believe that. More than half of the people can't count more than 120 stars. Not that you got nothing to do.
I think if I got after 15, I'd start losing interest.
Yeah,
in
I'd be
it.
like,
I think I counted that one.
Did I count?
Oh, let's start again.
Do you remember when I don't know they still
I'd
do
get
this?
to 119 and then I'd have to stop.
Do you
'Cause I
remember
lost it.
when you really wanted to give like an absolutely totally cheap gift to a girlfriend?
Oh, and you could
Oh,
buy a
my
star?
God. Name a star.
Oh,
Tell me you didn't do that.
Oh no, never. I'd never do that. But I'm just saying, I knew guys that it was like 1999.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Carol, here's a nice gift for you. We're naming a star after George.
and who
Strait.
keeps track of that? Yeah, the straight star. Who keeps track of that? I mean, they said, well, it's the International Star Registry.
Yeah.
So that means when, a million years from now, somebody said, well, I don't have any idea why they named this the George Strait Star. Some lady in Fairfield, Illinois did it. I don't know. Her husband forked out $20.
Andy also got a series of George Strait plates from the Franklin Mint.
There you go. But you know what? He waited for just a moment, and then he got the extra knife set that went with that.
That's right.
Isn't that? But do you remember?
But wait.
I'm sure they still do. I mean, there used to be radio ads all the time about the International Star Registry. But I think that's pretty uncool as a gift, wouldn't you say?
Well, I just figured they ran out of stars, and they had,
should be able to see
they're all
100
named,
Should have seen 120 of them up there if you just went out near New Hope. You could look up there and count and say, "There's my wife's star right
over
there."
Yeah, and do you get a some type of
Map?
identifier that shows you where
Oh,
your
yeah,
star
you're supposed
is?
to have coordinates.
But you can't see them. Trust me, it's there. Let me tell you, honey, your star's right over there. It's right over the top of the McDonald's. I tell you what, you look right through that golden arch, and there it is,
and
the
go up
Carol
and
Star.
over to the left. And over to the left, yeah.
That's your,
Oh,
that's
my
your,
gosh.
That's your point of access there. Yeah.
That's the gateway to your future, honey.
When we have a blood drive out there at the Community of Christ Church, people will call and say, no, where is this again? I go, you know where McDonald's is? Go south there a block. There you go.
Gotta find it.
Yeah.
Just drive through the arches.
That's your reference point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
You had a coffee thing, though.
Well, no, it's for later on. When I
Oh, okay, fine.
all
All right.
right,
Well,
all
let me
right.
just, I want to mention this before we take a break then.
Well, we got a little bit of time.
We got time?
We
Okay,
got a
all
little
right.
bit
all
of
right.
time.
let's hear
So
it.
tell us
We
what
can
you're
do
doing.
another story.
I want to know what you're doing.
Right now?
Well, I mean, besides
here.
sitting here having coffee with us,
And talking about absolutely nothing, which is
that's the whole premise of the show.
that's why I'm so good at this.
You're-
Someone asked me, they said, you've been out there before. I said, well, I don't know anything, so there
He's
you go. I'm a natural.
He's a nattering nabob of nothing.
Nathering nabob. Oh my gosh, your alliteration's killing me today.
That's a Spiro T. Agnew.
Is that it?
That's who said.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
he's the one that called the press the nattering nabobs of negativism.
Oh yes, I remember
that?
one. Yes.
We got a little negativism going on in
Yesterday,
town.
my goodness. Ken Odie just
He unloaded some negativism on us.
he opened up and unloaded on some folks.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
What do you think?
Well, I'm telling you what I'm up to now.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
We're getting ready to do the blood drive down there at the Community Christ Church on the 8th.
Right.
Got that going.
May
We've got some testing for 8th grade students going on
Okay.
next week down at the church.
Going to bring any hogs back to life in your spare time?
No hogs. No hogs on that.
Going to pack any iguanas before you go to the Perkins?
No.
Okay. All right,
But
sorry.
hey, I was going to tell you that on the 9th, also going to be involved with some vision screening.
You know what? You're looking at two guys that've got some issues.
All right.
Yeah, we need some vision screening.
Lions Club's going to be doing some vision screening.
That is you over there, isn't it, Turner?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Who are you again?
Hold up. How many fingers do you see?
Yeah.
But
Which hand?
I tell you what, we have got the neatest thing now in Lions Club. You can.
Are you lying, David?
Ah! There you go. Are you lying?
Are you
Dave?
lying, David?
I am.
I used to love that. I used to love that when I went to Lions Club.
Yeah.
Especially when Sullivan was there.
Yeah.
I loved him say,
No.
now I'd like to talk to Lion Mike.
Yeah. No, we don't. I haven't used that one, but I like
You
that.
guys don't do that?
No, I think after the people started wondering if you're telling the truth or not. Again, lying, Mike.
I'd like to hear a report from Lion Mike.
All right.
All right, go
But,
ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway, like I said, we got this new vision machine in, and this is the
Right.
coolest thing. Like you hold this up, you can bring in a child as young as 6 months old. And
Wow.
Yeah, and you have them look at. There's like a spiral thing here, and they look, and it looks into the eyes, and it checks the shape of the eye.
Right.
Because the shape of your eye is what determines whether you 20/20 vision or if you've got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can get this, and it won't tell you, hey, you need glasses or anything, but it would tell you whether you need to go see an optometrist. And if you can catch these things,
I can just see it now. You look through it, and with me, they'll
Oh.
go, "You're blind as a bat."
no, I mean they do it with your glasses or without your
Oh, really?
glasses. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And like I say, the cool thing about this is, especially with kids, is that you can maybe identify some problems ahead of time.
Absolutely.
And increase their learning capacity.
Yeah.
So I think that's a
true.
really
That-
neat
that
thing
is
going
a
on.
really cool thing.
But the best one is in June, and
Okay.
this is my favorite. We bring in a hearing screening, and all these women who say,
What?
You can't
What'd you
hear.
say?
You can't hear."
Huh?
Well, the husband comes out and he's got perfect hearing. And I always tell him, say, for $20 we won't give these results to your wife. And so it's a great
$20
thing.
donation.
$20, yeah. No,
Your wife
not
don't get
forcing
'em.
you, but yeah, I'll tell her you still can't hear.
Yep. All right.
Sounds to me like you've got a pretty full life, David.
All right.
Bring
Okay.
what do you got?
It's time to give you the trivia.
Okay, give us the trivia
Oh, okay, here
questions
we
so
go.
that we can think about them.
All right.
We're doing this a little different these days.
Yeah.
We want the audience to participate,
Oh, okay.
Dave.
All
Okay.
right. Here's first question. People use this more on Fridays than any other day of the week.
Okay.
And
You
this
don't-
is coffee related.
Well,
No,
no,
not
no, no. It's
necessarily.
just it's a coffee show.
One of the questions
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
okay.
Go
could
ahead.
be coffee related.
All right.
All right. Number 2, according to a new study, people who have 2 to 4 of these a day have an 18% lower risk of death. Number 3, in a new survey, 60% of brides say they dread this the most on their wedding day.
I don't know if we want to go there, man.
Number 4, 92% of us have at least one kind of this in our fridge right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Number 5, 23% of managers say this is a deal breaker during an interview. Number 6,
I can think of a few.
Yeah.
for 22% of adults, this is the first thing they do when they get home from work.
Okay.
Number
Go to the
7.
refrigerator.
Number 7, according
No,
to,
I thought we weren't supposed to
Oh,
answer.
all right.
according to a new survey, 18% of people say they have never used one of these. and 58% say it's been over 5 years since they used one.
Okay.
Number 8, the average person will spend 80 minutes doing this today. Number 9, 10% of pets now have one of these. And number 10, 70% of kids say they don't recognize this item that was common in classrooms 20 years ago.
Oh, okay. I think I know that one.
I almost feel like I'm on Hollywood Squares.
All right.
All right, we'll be back with more. And you're going to talk to Sheldon here in a second, aren't you?
We are.
We'll be back after this.
Did you know that life insurance is more affordable than you think? A small step like packing your lunch for work 3 days a week could go towards the cost of a term life insurance policy from Country Financial. We want to help you turn I can't afford life insurance into I can start protecting my family today. Call me, Steve Thompson, to get started.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Cost per policy will vary.
Isn't it nice to have a charming local place? A place that's quaint and friendly?
Hi guys, welcome back.
A place that has essentials you need and a special shopping selection that is sure to impress.
Oh, look at this.
Ooh, those are so nice.
Oh, look at this one.
The Fairfield Chamber of Commerce invites you to shop local. In Fairfield, you're sure to find what you need. A small town with a big selection of restaurants and shopping. Love all your local merchants.
At Jackie's Hidden Treasures, you never know what you'll find. Pick up a certificate at the Big Deal Store for incredible savings. There's always something new at Jackie's Hidden Treasures on the square in Sisney.
Mark your calendars. Fairfield Memorial Hospital and the Horizon Healthcare Clinics in Grayville, Fairfield, and Sisney will be offering reduced rate lab testing May 20th through 25th. A variety of tests will be offered at reduced rates from $10 to $35 per test, including general health profile, glucose, lipid panel, and hemoglobin A1C. Specific cost dates and times for the reduced lab testing can be found at fairfieldmemorial.org, Facebook, or by calling 618-847-8262.
The spring sales event continues at Le Mans in Fairfield. All remaining new 18 vehicles have been drastically reduced in price to move, including Wranglers. Several new 19 models are heavily discounted as well. Save up to $8,000 on a new 19 Pacifica, up to $6,000 in discounts on new 19 Cherokees, and savings up to $7,000 on new 19 Grand Cherokees, along with attractive lease deals available. Le Mans prices always include destination and everyone qualifies. The spring sales event ends April 30th at Le Mans Chrysler, 412 East Main in Fairfield, and LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
It is time to talk with Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler. Good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, you seen Wolf Blitzer yet?
What was that?
Have you seen Wolf Blitzer yet downtown? Has the CNN chopper come in and landed yet at the heliport?
No, I have not.
Oh, well,
All
just
right.
keep an eye out. We've got a big press conference coming up at 10 o'clock. We're pretty sure Wolf Blitzer's going to be there. Either that or his brother Coyote.
All right, Sheldon. The spring savings event is continuing.
That is correct.
Let's talk about that spring savings event. What kind of deals can you make us?
Well, before you cut into my phone call, there was a handsome gentleman talking about a radio ad about new Jeeps and different things on there.
You know, I heard that.
Yeah. They say he's got the perfect face for radio. Well, we've got 18 models we need to move still, so we do have a lot of those drastically reduced. I thought we might talk about some Wranglers here this morning.
Let's do her.
I think some of my bigger competitors were advertising up to $5,000 off their remaining 18 Wranglers. There's a little trickery into that. You know, a lot of places across the state line don't include their destination, which can be up to $1,495 extra. But I have a new Wrangler out here discounted, including the destination, $5,866.
Ooh.
I've got a couple of new loaded up, nicely equipped Sahara 4-doors in stock. And I have an 18 Sport, which is a nicely equipped Jeep with cloth seats. But they have got a killer lease deal on that thing. They've got an ultra-low mileage lease available.
Yeah.
And if you put a little bit of cash down and pay the tax and title and license out of pocket, you can drive that new Wrangler for $349 a month.
Ooh. Now, the Wrangler, for folks who may not know, that is the pretty cool 4-door Jeep, right?
That is correct. Top comes off. It's off-road capable, trail rated.
All right. So you can load up the kids and take the top off and go cruising down through the bottoms, right?
That is correct.
All right. So what other deals you got going on? I know you got the Ram pickups are doing good as well.
Yes, I think I read somewhere where they actually had overthrown Chevrolet for the number 2 volume selling truck. So
Okay.
we've got that going on. This is you were talking about your fancy press conference. I just had this hot off the press handed on my desk. But we have $70 to $100 rebates on select new GM tires. So
That's a pretty good deal.
Jay's in the mood to sell some tires. So
$70 to $100. Now that's $70 to $100 off a piece or a set of 4.
a set of 4.
All right.
Set of 4.
And you guys have competitive pricing on tires and service work.
That is correct.
You go there, it's good deal.
That's right.
All right.
We may not be competitive like in some areas, like, I don't know. Is anybody up here real athletic, Jay? I don't know if we're real athletic or not, but we may not want a foot race, but we'll save money on parts, tires, and vehicles. So.
All righty. All right, Sheldon, anything else going on today besides the rain? But
No,
you'll sell people a car in the rain, won't you?
So, yeah, we've got an umbrella up here. We'll get you around, or we'll pull it inside if it's raining and you want to look at a new car.
All righty. Sheldon, as always, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good weekend.
You too. Sheldon Bunning from Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler joins us every Monday and Thursday here on the WFIW Morning Show. Time for that radar weather brought to you this morning by Stumpy's.
Are you tired of mowing around or looking at that ugly tree stump in your yard? Removing a tree stump doesn't have to be a burden. Stumpy's can make the process quick and easy. A local business started by Clay Marks through the Mount Carmel CEO program offers free estimates, cheap rates, cleanup, and no mess after the job is completed. Clay guarantees you'll be happy with his work, so call him today at 838-0635. That's 838-0635.
Fairfield area forecast calling for thunderstorms today with a high 65. Rain likely tonight, low 42. For tomorrow, 60% chance for showers, high 50. Partly cloudy, 65 on Saturday. For Easter Sunday, sunshine, high 75. And for Monday, scattered showers, high 78. Overnight low 64. Yesterday's high was 80. 2/10 of an inch of rainfall here at the WFIW studios this morning. Currently, humidity at 98%, winds out of the south-southeast at 12 miles an hour, pressure at 29.69. Some light rain and 64 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar weather showing that big line of storms moving up to the northeast out of southeast Missouri this morning and actually stretching all the way down into Arkansas. That's moving to the northeast this morning. Radar weather is brought to you by Stumpy's. You can contact Clay Marks on Facebook or give him a call at 868-0635. Get your free estimate today.
Just a reminder on the Big Deal Store, right now, everybody wanting to get stocked up on scrubs like Grey's Anatomy, Heart and Soul, Koi, Wonder, Wink, and more. Gift certificates right now. $10 certificates, only $5. All you have to do is go to WFIWradio.com, click on the Big Deals link, go to the Retail tab, and boom, you're there. You can buy as many of them as you want. By the way, I just lost
Double D. He's got to
Flat
stay
Double
up.
D.
Yeah, got to stay up, man.
There you go. Come on. Hang in there, buddy. There he is. Flat Double D if you're watching on video. And he's on my shoulder right now. That's where I like to have my Flat Double D.
What?
He's like Beretta now.
I
know. You can go and get
I do
that.
crime show.
You can go that. Just walk into Rush Appliance and Furniture and ask Sean for your Flat Double D, and then send us a picture of it so we can put it on the Facebook page, and you can win $200.
Oh my gosh! I can see this going like, where is Double D?
Absolutely. He's been in the Shawnee National Forest,
Uh-huh.
and he's been in California already.
No
Yes,
kidding.
Flat Double D's everywhere.
He is making the rounds.
There you go.
All right. Are
Trivia.
we ready for trivia?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Number one.
All right.
People use this more on Fridays than any other day of the week.
Fish fryer.
It is not a fish fryer.
Not fish.
Sorry.
What do you think?
I'm going to say calling sick at work.
No, they use it's
They
it's
use
an actual
it. By the way,
item.
an
They
item.
use
An actual
this
item. Okay.
You can join us too if you have the answer. If you've got the right answer, you think that you have the right answer.
842-3715.
I don't know.
I
You don't
not
know?
a clue. I seriously don't.
The ATM.
Oh, yes, they need cash for the weekend.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
All righty. People who have 2 to 4 of these a day have an 18% lower risk of death.
Naps?
No, it is not naps.
Coffee.
Coffee. 2 to 4 cups of coffee.
How many?
2 to 4
cups of coffee a day.
See, this counts as 2 right there,
Yeah.
this one. I got a bucket of coffee. Go ahead.
All righty. 60% of brides say they dread this the most about their wedding.
The photographs.
Oh, I don't know.
It is not the photographs.
I think that probably is not it.
We could open up a can of worms here.
Yes, we could, but we aren't.
Yes.
Because you've already given us
The
one
swinging
raw.
of the iguana.
Yes, you've already given us one raw iguana joke that's going to have to be
Yeah.
purged from the video feed.
From the archives?
I don't know.
What was it?
The best man's speech.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Normally, it's pretty good.
Normally.
Normally.
40% of the time.
Yes.
92% of people have at least one kind of this in their fridge right now.
Salad dressing.
No.
Condiments.
No.
Okay.
Cheese.
Oh, I love cheese.
Oh,
I have
okay.
cheese.
Yeah.
I have various different types of cheese.
Oh, yes.
All right. Number 5.
You know, I'm from an area where Velveeta is a specialty cheese.
Oh, wow.
All right, 23% of managers say this is a deal breaker during an interview.
I'd say probably going about 2 knuckles up in your nose with your finger.
I'm going to throw in asking about salary.
What do you think?
Weak handshake.
Oh.
Weak handshake.
That is a deal breaker.
Limp. You know what? I had that happen this week. I've talked to various people, and there was one very limp handshake that caught my attention.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, 22% of people, adults,
Mm-hmm.
this is the first thing they do when they get home from work.
Go to the refrigerator.
Yeah, I'm going to say that too.
Nope.
What is it?
Get the mail.
Oh, I do that before I even walk in the house.
Yeah, I
you're
didn't
right.
think that counted.
I don't. It's outside the house.
Yeah.
that's
No,
wrong.
no,
that
no,
can't be
no,
right.
No. You didn't listen to the question.
All right. Read it again.
This is the first thing that 22% of people do when they get home from work.
Oh, so they're still outside.
All
Yeah.
right, okay.
They're on the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. According to a new survey, 18% of people say they have never used one of these.
Deodorant.
58% of people say it's been over 5 years since they've used one.
For me, it's a hairbrush.
Yeah. Any idea?
No clue.
The payphone.
Oh, well, are there still payphones?
There are still payphones.
When was the last time you saw one?
Oh,
I think there's one in Wayne City.
Oh, really?
No.
Where at?
No, a payphone. I think.
I know. You put money in.
Isn't
right.
there a payphone at the convenience store there? Right out near the...
Boy, I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Because I think there used to be payphones outside of all the convenience stores.
Yeah.
But I
And
thought
I'm
they
going
were
to
all
tell you
taken
something.
out.
That's the reason why Superman is nowhere near Fairfield.
You didn't have anywhere to change.
Do you remember in the Christopher Reeve one?
Yes, when he looked at
it. There's no door to close.
Yeah.
All right. Number 7. Average person will spend 80 minutes doing this today.
Looking at my phone.
Nope.
Actually, it's more than that.
Watching television.
Mm-mm.
What is it?
Eating.
Huh.
Well, yeah, I'm probably right. Unfortunately.
So, there you go.
I snack.
Yeah.
Graze. You don't snack, you graze.
Yeah,
I graze.
You graze, yeah.
That's true. All right. 10% of pets have one of these now.
Cell phone?
Nope.
Man, that wouldn't surprise me, though.
I
you know?
wouldn't either.
10% of pets have one of these now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dogs want cable.
Fire alarm in their doghouse.
No
Social
idea.
media page. Social
Seriously?
media account. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I've never thought of that.
I would have just the Bassett's.
Cletus
there
and
you go.
JoJo could have their own Facebook
There
page.
you go.
And have a presence on social media.
All right. Now, our 10th and final question.
All right.
I hope we get one right.
Yeah,
I
you
haven't
guys
got
have
one
not
right
even
yet.
got. Well, yeah, you got the coffee one.
Oh,
Right.
oh
I
yeah,
did get
we
coffee
did
right.
get one. Okay.
70% of kids say they don't recognize this item that was common in classrooms 20 years ago.
A chalkboard.
It is not a chalkboard.
How about a paddle?
It is not a paddle. They weren't common 20 years ago.
They were gone by then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Common. How about George Washington? He used to be on the front.
Yeah.
All the portraits.
The overhead projector.
Oh
my God!
You know, I got to tell you something. I was quite the overhead projector teacher in college. Of course, that was 1986.
I thought you were going to say you were the kid that did, the animal shapes. And
No.
the light,
I liked it because I was able to type my notes and not use my horrible handwriting on the board. Go ahead.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
I'm thinking
Hey,
globe.
turn your radio down for us.
All right, it's down.
Okay, go ahead.
A globe.
A globe? Oh, it's actually an overhead projector.
But globe's a good answer.
That is a good answer.
It is a great answer,
Yep.
actually.
All right, thanks for calling.
Thank you very much for listening, too. Yeah, isn't it interesting how the classrooms have changed over
have.
the years?
They
All
have.
the things we mentioned are gone.
I know.
That's
crazy.
And I think probably
And I think it's going to, not be too long where
Everybody's gonna have-
pencils may be obsolete in class.
Yeah, they're all pretty much now walking around with laptops.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where it's going. Well, anyway. Well, we're getting close to time. Dave, thank you for coming in. We always enjoy you. You're leaving with a
my gosh.
parting gift. You're getting
I really should show this.
your morning coffee mug.
Morning coffee mug.
Mikey, tell him what he's won today.
There's one of the beautiful morning coffee mugs provided by the original company, Fairfield, Illinois. Thank you for joining, Dave.
All right, thanks for
We'll
having
be
me,
here
guys.
tomorrow, and we'll have a question of the day coming up sometime this morning,
All
so you
right.
can look at it later.
All the important news here first. This is WFIW FM Fairfield, the station listened to, not just heard. 104.9 FM.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center, downtown Wayne City. No one beats their prices on Serta iComfort mattresses. See weekly pictures and prices on Facebook.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. The president tweeting for people to watch the Attorney General's press conference this morning before a redacted version. Judiciary Committee Chair Jerry Nadler last night.
We will not have the special counsel Robert Mueller at the news conference. That's really in line.